Well, what's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're enjoying your quarantine time. I know I've been enjoying time with my family, taking this as a very good opportunity to rest a bit, but I must say I can't wait to get back to the shop and start doing things as I usually do them. So as you can see, I'm inside my house. Today's video, it's 5 hacks that will blow your socks off. It's going to be just a few things that I've learned over time riding bike, a few things that makes life a bit easier for me while riding. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any new uploads. So yeah, I'm going to start the video real quick. Just need to fix myself a little spot to work on the bike, and then we'll get into it. So at a point in your life you might have changed the tube. If you're a roadie, you would have kept your tube, because we usually do, because we always say you can patch it or you can use it again. If you're a mountain biker and you bought your bike tubeless, maybe just head on to a shop, ask them for old road tube. It can be any size, because this is basically going to be cut up into a few little pieces, and we're going to use it for the next thing. Alright, so as you can see, there is a little rubber strip. It's very thin, but it's actually already put onto this frame. It comes out of the shop like this, out of the factory. So they already pre-install something like this for you. But what I want to do is, this one, I've ridden a bike with one of these on before and it didn't last very long. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my tube, my old road tube, and I'm just going to start from one point and turn it all the way around the frame to this point here, just to give it a little bit of extra protection. If you're not too worried about looks on your bike, which I am, so I'm going to have to deal with the black part here, but if you want to, you can always just put it here as well, because what can happen is you can get a bit of chain sock or so, and it can damage your frame here on the top side as well. But I'm only going to use this first little hack to use an old tube and put it onto your chainstay here, just to give your tube a little protection. What you can do is, if you've got Shimano or SRAM, doesn't really matter. On SRAM, we're going to take our derailleur, we're going to lock it out like that. I'm going to take a little bit of electric tape and just tape the one side of the chain to here, and the other side already hanging away. And the other side's already hanging away, and then I'm just going to start off without taking off my wheel. Just going to turn this here. I'll show it to you guys in hyperlapse, and then I'll show you how it looks afterwards. Alright, so what I've done is I've actually installed this the same way what I would do with grip tape on a road bike. I started at the one point, I gave my tube a 45-degree cut, so I've got a nice sharp point to start with. I turn it all the way around. It doesn't look that bad. I'm not going to go too close here, because usually it's a bit easier with your wheel out. If you've got a stand like this, do take out your wheel, but for this hack I'm just going to show you guys with the wheel in. Now what you can do is you can use a nice zip tie, and what we're going to do is we're going to finish it off the same, also with the greed cut. on the tube. So it looks nice and neat when you're done with it. Then you can just put a zip tie on here. For this install I'm going to use a zip tie, but I will use electric tape to finish it off a bit better. I think the electric tape will just look a little bit better at the end. And there you have it, just a little homemade chain sock to help you protect your chain, your chain stay from your chain hopping around. What you can do is just take off your tape. And there you go, one little hack for that. Alright, for the second little hack, I'm going to show you guys something that you can do with your tube as well. Now I've got this set of tire levers. They're metal, but you can use it on your canister as well, or your CO2 cartridge, whatever you want to call that. And usually when you put this into your saddlebag, it makes a rattling noise. So what you can do is just take your tube, measure out the length of your tire levers or your CO2 cartridge. I'm just going to cut this a bit for me. And then you can actually just slide whatever you're going to use into your tube, like I'm going to do just here now. There you go, like that. And then you've got a nice little rubber holding for your casing for your tire levers or your CO2 cartridge. Just make sure when you want to put your tube onto the CO2 cartridge that you use something a little bit bigger than an 18C or 21C, because I think this is 18C and it struggles to go with these two little things. So just make sure that your tube would be big enough to do that, otherwise you're going to struggle a bit. So that'll be hack number 2 for your tube. The next one I'm going to do is actually something that I saw on the internet, is when riding in wet conditions or you're riding with full finger gloves, at a point your fingers can slide off your shifters or maybe your brake levers or your dropper post lever. And I've got a small little hack that will help just for that. Alright, so what you can do is you can go onto the internet, or if you can get a store that sells these, it'll be pretty cool to use. I've already pre-cut mine. I know some of the stores or some of the component companies are already making their own, but you can buy just a normal skateboard grip tape, and they come, it's basically sanding paper or grit paper with adhesive at the back, and they're super cheap. Now I've already cut mine into small little pieces that you can then stick onto your shifter, onto the little parts of the lever where you'll shift, and it won't look bad. It'll blend in with your shifter because it's also black. I've got one part here that I put onto double-sided tape just to express what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to show you guys just where you can stick this onto your brake lever, so that when you're going downhills or trials and it's raining a bit, you know you've got enough grip on your lever and you know your fingers won't slide off. Alright, so like I said, I've got a set of double-sided tape on here, so it's quite thick, but it's just to express what you're going to do with it and where you'll stick it. You see on your brake lever here, where the flat surface is, I won't put any here on the side because that'll already catch your finger when you're braking. But what you can do is just take a bit of that grip tape, stick it there on the flattest part of it, make sure you stick it on nicely, and that'll actually, if it stays there, and then that'll actually give you a nice grippy feel. It'll definitely give you a bit more confidence when going downhill and know your fingers are on the brakes. It's the same with your shifter levers. When going or riding, or you know you want to sprint, or make sure your fingers are on the levers, then you know this little grip will help for that. So that's basically tip number 3. Now if you're like me and you like your bike looking nice, neat and clean, and you don't like any cables hopping around or making any funny noises while riding, then this little tip is for you. Alright, so the 5th little tip I'm going to share with you guys is, usually on suspension, when you want to make sure that the pressure is correct on your air fork at the front, or maybe your suspension at the back, getting that little cap off, especially this one here. The rear one is not too difficult at times, but this one especially can be on there like crazy. Now there's two ways you can do this. Unfortunately I don't have my mountain bike shoes with me, otherwise I would have shown you that. I'm going to explain what you can do is, the sole on your mountain bike shoe at the back, the 2 walking surfaces, you can actually just take those 2, put them over here, and then turn it will get that off. The other one you can do is your normal little multi-tool that you get with What you can do with this little thing is just take it, make sure that all the little Allen keys and whatever are out of the way. You can take that, put that on there, and then just turn it, and it will loosen it as well, and that will help you inflate your suspension. What you can do is as well, this one wasn't on the super tight, but what I will advise you guys to do is maybe just put your glove, or you can even use your sock or part of your shirt over your suspension, over the cap, so you don't scratch that. So first one you can do on that is use your mountain bike shoe, the sole on the rear. I'm not sure if all of them will be it, but I've used my mountain bike shoe for that, that's why I know. Put it on there, turn it all open, and then your little multi-tool as well. Alright guys, I just want to share something with you real quick. If the videos look a bit, if I look a bit distracted in the videos, or if they don't look as good as all the other videos do, especially this home series, I'll put all of them in a playlist, so when someone's watching this, and hopefully they see this video, then they will know. But it's not as easy as at the shop. I thought it would be super easy at home, but it's funny. It's just there's something about not being inside my shop, inside my workshop, where everything is there and everything is so casual and easy to work with. Having to do something like this, I'm sitting on my toolbox this far from the ground, so it's not as comfortable as at the shop. But I really want to thank you guys for watching the videos, subscribing. The channel has been doing super well, and the views are rolling in, and I'm really enjoying it. Probably at the end of this whole 21-day series, I should be a bit more comfortable at home, and then the videos will look a bit better. But for all the OGs out there that still watch, I really want to thank you guys, and yeah, be strong, stay safe, and never say never.